family. Peace. What's going on? Just want to greet you. Reintroduce my YouTube channel. This is Brother Tommy Muhammad, aka Bro Tigo. Tigo the Beat Banger. Y'all know me by many names throughout time. But I'm relaunching my YouTube channel. I'll be coming sitting in my living room doing updates on current events, taking on different topics, different subject matters, and basically bringing you some the worldview from my perspective. I'm working on a book, and some of the interviews and things that I'll be doing, I'm going to actually include in the book. Uh, but basically, I'm trying to figure this all out. I'm still setting up my YouTube, my technology, trying to get it all right with the camera and everything. So I've done a couple of these, like just practicing. But let me go on here live to see who's chiming in. Let's see. A lot of y'all see me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for a long time, and I've been encouraged to write a book or actually go live. And I'm starting to do a little bit, but I'm trying to step it up. Tax season is winding down, so I'm gonna have a lot more time. You know, that's one of the benefits of being self-employed, working for yourself. You can kind of do the things you really want to do. And I like talking. I like sharing information. I like researching information. I like giving an analysis. And some people appreciate it. Some people have asked me and called me. Some of y'all, this is on my um, friends list, um, have a lot of great bills, great discussions. And I think that a lot of those bills and discussions could benefit a lot of other people. So that's what I'm doing on YouTube. Shout out to my daughter Isis. She think I'm having a midlife crisis because I want to go on social media and do this YouTube live. But I think this is a part of the future in terms of communication. Is that social media is actually a more sought after form of a news source or information source than even TV. So well, no matter how old you are, you got to get with the modern technology, right on down to the modern times. You want to be able to keep up with everything that's going on. And besides, I don't even think I'm all that old. I'm only 45, by the way. It's nothing. I just got started. I just became a grown man according to the Holy Quran. A man reaches his maturity at 40. So while I'm setting up in here, I'm trying to see what I can see the chat room and do all this at the same time. Shout out to Big Brother Ben. Big little brother Ben, I'm very inspired by you, my brother. Big brother Norris, shout out to you, beloved. And Sister Terry, the great queen, that backs him up. Um, I'm inspired by you, brothers, have taken the work online and using the modern technology and going out to our people and informing them. It's a really, really great platform. Shout out to Big Brother Tony. I hope I see y'all, Brother Norris, Sister Terry, Tony, on the vacation this year. Hopefully we'll meet somewhere around the world. We had a great time last year. But I just want to thank those individuals. And brother that did the Hidden Colors. A lot of these brothers have inspired me to do this and to start to go online. And even some of the critics that we have. Shout out to our young brother Pharaoh. He's still very confused and doesn't understand a lot, but may Allah continue to guide and bless him because he does have some talent and drive to want to serve and help our people the best way he knows how. And he uh, just like with young people, they always have to grow into their position and overcome whatever imperfections and things like that. But he gonna be all right, inshallah. God will. Shout out to brother Ishmael and Amarat Squad. A lot of my brothers and family, though we don't agree on everything. Dr. Ali Muhammad, let me give him a big shout. He's been my really he lately when his defense of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with his video was one of the biggest pushes. Man, I said I gotta get on here to jump in because the way he used his platform and the way that he broke it down, a very scholarly way, I just thought it was really good, really powerful, and I just said, well, that's something I need to be doing as well. And any of you who know me personally, you know that I do that kind of stuff just as a matter of fun. This is just what I do anyway, every day, all day. I just never put it on a platform like this. So here I am. So y'all make sure y'all share, subscribe, give me some topics, discussion points, different things that you all want to discuss. Now I'm still trying to figure out how to look at the chat at the same time. Let me see if I can go on this Joker. And wait a minute. Okay. And okay. I think I got the chat thing open now correctly. Yeah, here we go. So if there's some something you all want to say, you should be able to let me know if the video is clear and clean. Um, and if you could, get into the chat part of it. So I see on my side, I see the chat box off to the right here. But some of you brothers who've been doing this and got this down pat, y'all need to call, give your brother some pointers. Brother Ben, you know, I know you busy. You doing it big, but send your brother a message, man. Help me out with this. I gotta. So I need to learn how to get the OBS. I tried to download the OBS software for my MacBook so that I can do like watch videos at the same time while I discuss them. Before um, I get it, or until I get it, I'll be using my actual screen right here. So, you know, oh, I don't know why this thing says entertainment. Although I'll try to keep this as entertaining as I possibly can, but my main objective is to share information, some things that can be educational, informative, offer some insight, some analysis, and not just mine, because I definitely don't know everything, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but others, and I don't limit. And those me, I don't lock myself into any kind of box. I'm Muslim. That's because that's my nature, and that's how I understand everything else in nature to be. But I'm not limited to any Islamic thing other than righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Which is objective of Islam anyway. So, but I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, um, a witch, Satanist, whatever. We can have a dialogue and a discussion, and we can get something out of it. I try to be as civilized as possible and as patient as possible with people and myself because I'm interested in getting the truth and getting learning to learn. Even if it ain't the truth, I want to learn what the perspectives are that exist. Because what I have realized or come to learn is that the more perspectives that you can understand, the more perspectives that you can collect in your general observation of things, the more understanding you have. But you have to be humble to do that, and you have to be open minded to do that. You got to basically learn how to put your perspective on pause and set it aside, walk around to the other angle, and then observe the same objective item or topic or subject and look at it from someone else's point of view. It's just like mathematics. I was telling this to, I was just telling this to my ex the other day. I was talking. I said, well, with an equation, It's like mathematics. If we're both looking at the number seven, there's a number of ways to get to number seven. And a lot of times, disagreements and arguments is a person saying 3 plus 4 equals 7, and that's what it is because that's the variables that they have in their equation. Whereas another person may have 5 plus 2, or another person may have 6 plus 1, another person may have 8 minus 1, another person may have 3 times 2 plus 1. Um, all of those equations still equal the number seven. But what we do in this life and in this world, we argue, whether it's religious, politics, society, and whatever preference. We're basically arguing that our equation is correct, and it is, and we have a lot of passion behind it. But the fact is, those equations are just as correct when you look at it from that perspective. When you have those particular variables, and at any given moment we could switch and trade variables and still arrive at the same equation, or we'll arrive at an answer that we agree on based on the variables in the equation. So what I've learned to be and learn to do is to, in communication and in anything, is try to look at the equation that a person is working with and take their equation and run with it and see how did they arrive at the answer that they have. And what I find is that you know once you do that, usually we don't really disagree on very much. Most intelligent people with sound mind of intelligence, and they don't have an agenda. And even if they do got an agenda, as long as they're honest with the variables that they're working with in their equation or how they arrive to that perspective, that answer, then you can at least see, even if you don't agree with their agenda and their objectives, you can agree on how they arrived at that answer. Okay, that's why you think that is because X, Y, and Z. But you don't, that's when you can share with them, well, that's because now let me share this variable with you and see, you can see how I arrived at this sum to answer my equation. So the more you do that, the more understanding you get, and the need for violence is gets reduced substantially. I've had some very good conversation with Satanists, atheists, Wiccans, and different pagan groups. In my in my studies, research, I've done a lot of different types of dialogue, and it's it has really been informative, really been informative. So, inshallah, God willing, um, my intention is to help us to be able to communicate better. And this is one of the reasons why I'm on this platform as well, is to just to communicate. I want to share ideas. I want you to share ideas with me, and then I'm going to share them with the world. I'll be giving my analysis. I'll be doing reaction videos and things like that as well. So um, I don't really got much people on here. Now let me go in here and try to. So I guess the way you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to promote that you're going to be on, and I got to do that because no one's getting on, because no one's on knowing that I'm on, which is cool. But I'm going to post this so you all will still be able to hear what I said and critique it. I'm definitely open to criticism, and I don't mind haters at all, because haters, you know, they do what they do. They don't. Again, they work with an equation. They're working with an equation, and they're, that the variables of their equation are, it is what it is. So you don't be mad at them. Just enlighten them. That's all. Just enlighten them. Now, some people don't have the patience, and so they're so uh, hard headed. They're very difficult to deal with. Okay, I'm gonna share this link with my Facebook community. I want to figure out how I can do both at the same time. I noticed that some of y'all be doing live. I got two laptops here. So maybe I could be live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. All right. So I see a topic right here we're gonna jump in on. So again, if you just now joining me, I'm about to start talking about Easter. So what is Easter? What is Easter? What is it all about? Well, Easter basically comes from its origins. It's ancient Babylonian or Syrian um, ritual and tradition, pagan ritual and traditions that they did in the Babylonian Empire and the Syrian Empire. Has a lot to do with Ishtar, who is a female deity that was worshipped. She was also worshipped as a fertility goddess and was very popular all over the world at that time and even later. And still to this day, uh, Easter has a lot to do with it. The word Easter comes from really her name. Uh, you notice they got the rabbits during Easter and the colors and the eggs. All that has to do with fertility. Why the rabbit? Because the rabbit is one of the most fertile primal primates in terms of the reproduction during this time of year. But basically, the timing of Easter is celebration of what's called the vernal equinox, which is when the days become longer, more sunshine, sunlight. There's rebirth. The flowers are blooming. The spring harvest is coming, and the way that they used to celebrate it, and you can Google this stuff. They used to have these massive fertility rituals, aka orgies. Um, the women and men would paint themselves and run out into the high grass and find each other like hide and go get it. Y'all know we used to play that. But that's essentially what it was. Just like the Easter egg hunt. The egg represents fertility. It's been a symbol of fertility for back into antiquity. All this has nothing to do with the prophet Isa ibn Maryam, Yeshua, Jesus, or however you know him by. Um, in fact, you know, the the Hebrews, the Jews were actually diametrically opposed to everything uh, that Easter is, the rituals of Easter. They were absolutely against all that. And it's a shame that they do all that in Jesus' name today because if he was present, he would be clear to say, hey, What the hell y'all doing? This has nothing to do with the resurrection. Generally speaking, though, yes, springtime, you know, in terms of the environment, agriculture, yes, there is a resurrection of sorts. There's a resurrection rebirth. And that's what they were trying to do. Primitive spiritualities, primitive religions. And I say primitive because I believe that everything in the universe evolves. That's what we did, our ancestors, meaning humanity. And see what happened in Babylon is wasn't unique to Babylon. It's just well documented there. The same in Kemet, same in some places in Africa, even in Mesoamerica. You know, it's all the same thing. And they had different ways of celebrating and observing certain things in nature that were important to survival. So, all right. So springtime and the repopulation of the people was very important, and so that's what they did. They created a whole religion or a whole spiritual practice that had a lot to do with the way their society was organized. So it's not a lot of harm in it. Um, you know, it's just that it's very primitive. We don't have to wait to the vernal equinox to recognize the significance of fertility. You know, and you don't have most of y'all not waiting to celebrate fertility because y'all out there having sex and smashing, fornicating, committing adultery and everything. Anyway, so y'all celebrate y'all Easter every time y'all do that. Because that's what it's about, fertility worship. But don't lie and say it has anything to do with Isa ibn Maryam, the Messiah, Yeshua. It has nothing to do with him. To do that, put it in his name is really kind of disgraceful. And don't take my word for it. Go ahead and Google. You know, so that's really what it's about. Let me see here. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, Easter is also y'all probably have heard of Esther Island or where Stonehenge is located. Stonehenge is where there's ancient ruins. They're not exactly sure what the purpose of the Stonehenge ruins represented, whether it was a temple, whether it was a sundial, whether it was a uh, some people they they speculate that it was some kind of alien um, landing site or communication site or some kind of stargate, like a lot of places around the world in these ancient sites. But it was there on that island that the fertility worship also was observed. So, but the name Easter comes from Ishtar, who was the goddess of ancient Babylon. Yeah. Well, so while I figure out how to do this thing, family, I just wanted to welcome y'all to my YouTube channel. I got a couple videos up there down. I got some old videos. The quality sucked. Quality really sucked. But now I think I got better quality. Y'all let me know how this is coming out, how it sounds, how it looks, and also hit me up with some topics that you want to discuss. And make sure you share. All right. Peace and blessing, family. Assalamu alaikum. Feel like an old man getting up off the floor. Oh, that's how you turn the flash on. Oh, yeah, I'm behind the camera. Y'all can't see me. I'm trying to get the flash on. Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna try to go live Facebook here, folks.